What do you think of Josh Mann, the guy on X in November who predicted Bitcoin would hit 84,000 exactly on the 14th of March close, and it actually happened to the dollar? Wild. He also says 444,000 Bitcoin by the end of the bull run. I told on this guy and how either he was lucky or a genius. And this is interesting because what's interesting about this fellow, and I heard a lot about this, a lot of excitement, he knows his stuff. This is Josh. Josh is somebody who understands markets, has a very strong background in kind of trading. I can't remember the firms he worked for, but some of the top-notch firms on Wall Street. So he knows markets and he knows Bitcoin and is fascinated by it. But what's really interesting, more to the point, is his thoughts on what happened. Oh, here is his background. I forgot I put it in. He worked at Solomon Brothers. And again, what's most interesting is not only nailing his 84,000, becoming the base, the support level that, you know, as Kathy Wood always says, the longer you have a base, the more you get a spring upwards. And he nailed the date and the price, which is very difficult to nail both. Anybody can nail any price because of volatility, but nailing both was very, very special. But even more special is the $444,000 price target, which is a weird number in Chinese culture. That's bad luck, and this is interesting. Now, the reason he believes we're going to go so high is more of the story that I'm most interested in, not predicting a price in March 14th of 84K, but really predicting the future. And we have spoken a little bit about the fourth turning already on the channel. And this is where it gets super, super interesting. 42 Macro, when he was on the show, we spoke about this as well. And there are many Wall Street legends who actually firmly believe in this stuff in a big way. I just completely killed everything. Let me see. Yeah, I got stuff popping all over the screens here right now. But this one, let's get into it. First of all, what's going to happen with the so-called fourth turning? And why do we care? Same reason we Bitcoin. First of all, he believes there will be a massive erosion of trust in traditional systems, whether that be governments, banks, fiat currencies, etc. But it'll be way more intense than the 2008 financial crisis. And he believes this could really, really turn sideways. Also, we know all about currency debasement and inflation. The longer we go through this, the more people realize the world of hurt we are actually in right now in terms of currency debasement. Even a currency that understands how bad off we are, like a country that understands how bad off we are, like the United States, who are trying to solve problems, and they understand the debt spiral and there's no good outcome. More and more people realize this, and they will be investing in things that are hard, like Bitcoin. Also, we have a huge amount of geopolitical instability, and that'll drive a lot of capital flight. When people have to escape regimes, we have terrible things happening in places like South Africa right now, and all over the world, across different parts of Europe too. When you need to escape things like domestic strife, civil war, trade wars, sanctions, wars, etc., Bitcoin will become the choice, not bricks of gold. That'll be very clear. Also, technology, the fact that you can transfer billions for $1 in seconds, well, 10 minutes, is a big feature, and technology adoption will help support Bitcoin too. And finally, the fourth turning will result in a new social order, and everybody will want stuff that is trustless, decentralized in a big way. For a long time, people just trusted government and centralized authority. That's all going away. Mankind has been betrayed time and time again, and there will be a societal shift towards this. And I think what is the most decentralized asset on the planet? answer in a comment below. I think you know the answer. Anyway, I think that's very exciting. But there's other stuff going on behind the scenes. I know 444,000 sounds a bit crazy, but then the US government is now led by people that really, really know their stuff. This is from Howard Lutnick, who is a top man in the cabinet of the US right now, big Bitcoiner. And shout out to Luke Broyles as well on Howard Lutnick, and shout out to Sanjay as well that sent this to me literally right before I went live, but I had to include it. But Howard Lutnick came out and said, I want to make the USA kind of cut $2 trillion. He owns $1 billion of MicroStrategy, $200 million of Bitcoin that will become billions. Okay. And I have authority from the president of the United States to buy Bitcoin in a budget neutral fashion after he sold 5 billion of gold cards. Okay. Gold cards means the US is now selling visas to come to the US for money. And they just made 5 billion. So they're going to take all these new revenue resources, whether it's tariffs or other stuff like that, and pump it into Bitcoin. And then step one, to recap, cut 1 trillion, sell hundreds of billions of dollars of gold, buy 300 billion. It's very specific about the number. I like specificity. And also force Bitcoin price up 10x and get Trump's successors elected, etc. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, he is someone in the know, someone with authority. He knows money. He knows markets. Former head of Cantor Fitzgerald. There couldn't be better people in power right now, at least for us, because we care about Bitcoin. So again, it all ties into this whole fourth turning, the whole John Mann forecast, and we'll see where it goes. But what's crazy to me is people are so down and downbeat on Bitcoin, and I've never seen a setup like this before in my life. Anyway, moving on to the next question. Thank you for your question as well. Andrew, I think it was. Andrew MS16, thank you for the great question.